Hi, my name is David, and I would like to welcome you to this short video for EclipseCon 2020 sponsors. The purpose of this video is to show an exhibitor team lead how to access the exhibitor center for the first time. When the platform opens on September 21st, only the team lead will have access. The rest of the sponsor team will have access after the team lead adds them. And we'll go over that a little later on in this video. To initially access the exhibitor center, it's going to start with an email. That email will have the subject line, Welcome EclipseCon 2020 Sponsor. The email will be arriving from the address hello@swapcard.com. If you are viewing this after September 21st and you haven't seen this email, please contact us. Inside of this email, you'll find the Let's Get Started button. When you click the Let's Get Started button, you'll be prompted to input a password. After you've given it that password, you'll be brought to the event home. From this event home, you can access the exhibitor center. It's here that you'll see the upcoming event we have, EclipseCon 2020, and the name of your organization. For the sake of this demo, we have Eclipse IoT right here. When I click the name of my organization, it'll bring me to the back end of my booth, where I'll be able to do customizations and put in information. I'll click that now. In this area, we'll find lots of different pieces of information and customization options. The best place to start would be under your company profile in the overview. It's here that information already configured by the conference team will be. This will be based off your sponsor listing on the EclipseCon website and include things like your logo, your name, description of your organization or company, and the website that you have listed for yourself. You can feel free to edit, change, or customize any of this information. From the menu on the left, you'll see a few other options. It's from here that you'll find various buttons and areas where you can add items to and take away from your booth. Your booth can have many different items, all of which are optional, and they are included of header image or video, background image, social media links, documents, open source projects, or products and services. A very important part of this menu that I'm going to draw your attention to is the Your Team area, found here. Here's where the team lead adds other team members to give them access to the exhibitor center. Until members are added through this way, only the team lead has access. When the team leader adds new members, each will get an email inviting them to the platform and exhibitor center. Before you can add someone to your team, they must be registered for the conference and added to the SwapCard platform by the conference team. Here in our demo, you can see that we have multiple team members added. You have the Add a Member button here where you can add an email address for someone to add them to your team. And it does remind you here that this person must be registered for the event. Additional features that I'd like to talk about are the meetings and team contacts area. These are used to view and organize your interactions with attendees. Details on these functions will be provided later as a part of the attendee guide. When someone visits a booth, they can leave a message for the sponsor team in the Talk With window, which I'll show you when we look at your actual booth from the attendee view here in a second. To view your booth, you can use the Switch to the Event button up top, which will bring you back to the event home. From here, choose Exhibitors, and then find your organization in the list. We're working with the Eclipse IoT Basic right here. So now in this view, I am seeing exactly what an attendee would see. The Talk With area that I mentioned is right over here. So I could leave myself a message if I wanted to. It would appear as if an attendee had left it. That seems like a nice message to add. And that's about it. You can now get into the platform, make customization changes, and view those changes by looking at your booth from the attendee view. It's here that we're going to essentially call this the end of part one, the introduction as it were. I'm going to go back into our booth view, and I'm going to make a few customizations so you can see how some of those are done. If I go back to our event home view and go back into the exhibitor center like we did before, click on my organization name and go back to our view here, I can go in and make changes. So let's say I want to edit things in my company profile. Well, let's start with a header image. I happen to have one here on my machine. I'll grab that. I put it right on my desktop, I believe. There we go. IoT data. There we go. There's my header image. Let's go ahead and apply that. Save it there. And now I can see that it's in its place. And let's add something a little bit more. Let's add some social media connectors. I happen to have some links right over here on another document. Let's add a Twitter feed. And let's see, I've got a LinkedIn feed here. Put those right in. And, well, why not? How about a Facebook feed? Now, you can see as I've been adding these in, it's been auto-collecting the information and saving it, and creating social media buttons for me right here on my profile. Now, if I wanted to double-check my work, I could follow the same steps that we learned before by using switch to this event, picking from the exhibitors list, and selecting myself from that list. And now I can look at my booth exactly as an attendee would see it and see all those changes that I made reflected. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I hope you found this informative, and if you need any help, please reach out to the conference team for support. Have a wonderful convention.